Morning guys, so this vlog's probably going to be a little bit boring for you if you're not really into camera equipment or you don't want to know how I've set up the GoPros and the camera stuff that I use for my footage. But I've had a lot of questions lately about what I use, and I just thought I'd quickly run through that. So I'll start with I first started doing videos with the GoPro camera. So I started with the GoPro on the front, and then I eventually bought another GoPro and put it on the back of my bike. But I use two GoPros, one front and back. I use Garmin Verb Edit, which is free software to put the Garmin overlay data on the actual footage, and then I output that to Premiere Pro CC, and I do all my editing, main editing in Premiere Pro CC, and then I output it to a relatively small file. But I'll start with some of the settings on the GoPro Hero 4. So this is the GoPro Hero 4. I usually shoot in, as you can see, 1080p Super View. That's what the little S stands for, and 50 frames per second. So the reason I don't shoot in 25 frames per second is I want to be able to slow that footage down later, and if you're shooting at a higher frame rate, you can slow the footage down and it doesn't look jittery. Okay, so high frame rates for action shots, and for general shooting you should be shooting in at 25 frames per second. So these are some of the settings I have on the GoPro. You push the little icon on the left hand side here, the wrench icon for the video, and as you can see there, I've got it in video mode, 1080 Super View. You can move down to see 50 frames per second. You can set that at 80 or 25, but I always keep it at 50. Wide field of view, and then I have all the other settings turned off, the spot focus turned off, and then I have ProTune turned on. So that's pretty much it. I keep the ISO low as well because I just don't want my footage looking grainy, and you're good to go. But yeah, so this is the Sony RX100 Mark IV. It is an awesome little camera. It's recording, as you can see at the moment. I'm recording in 25 frames per second. Usually I always shoot in 1080p. I never shoot in 4K footage unless I'm doing a landscape shot. But yeah, awesome little camera. This does the bulk of my shots, and as you can see, I can just put it on the ground, ride past, go back, pick it up. It's awesome. Now the other camera I've got is a Lumix GH4. That's what I'm shooting on at the moment. This is a brilliant camera. I've got a 12 to 35 lens on there, and that's a pretty wide angle lens. It's not too bad, but this camera is brilliant. The Rode microphone is absolutely awesome. I love it, and you can see there, I've just got you've just got to turn that, you've got to remember to actually turn that microphone on. I quite often forget, and it plugs in there. Now you can see a good thing about this camera, this screen flips around, so I can actually see that I'm in focus. I can see that the microphone's turned on by those little bars here, and that tells me that I'm speaking, and I can see whether I'm peeking out. And awesome little camera. You can turn this any which way, this screen. As you can see, it's not as mobile as the RX100. So the RX100 pretty much comes with me anywhere on the bike. And then I also have an iPhone 6 Plus, what is it, an iPhone 6S Plus. So it's the brand new iPhone. It's got image stabilization, 4K footage. As I said, I rarely shoot in 4K footage, but that in a nutshell is what I use. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. And in another video, I'll go through the software I use on my computer. I'm going to miss this place.
Oh, it's been fun.
Just make sure you don't sell it while we're away.
No, I can assure you it won't happen. How long's a piece of string? I ask you.
So Mum and Dad have got this place for rent. So if you're ever in Perth, or you ever want to visit Perth, come down to Bridgetown. You'll always have a place to stay. Just hit me up, send me a message, and I'll organise a reservation for you. Although I'm vegan, I find it very cute that Mum leaves chocolates for all of the visitors. If you're a vegan visitor though, obviously you just
Rightio.
wouldn't touch them. We're going to get going.
But I like the best one, mate.
Thank you for having us.
What are you fucking doing out of here, eh?
Oh, you drive carefully. We will. Huh.
See you, darling.
See you, darling. Oh, it's been
for sure,
so
love you.
good.
Nice to see you.
I've really
I hope you
enjoyed it.
yourself.
Yeah, so have I, Mummy.
Give me a big kiss.
That's great.
Love you.
See you, Daddy-o.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
Give me a hug.
Oh, okay, mate. Oh, shit, he's going to stab me. Yeah, mate.
So we'll see you in Adelaide at the Tour Down Under.
Yep. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah?
You take it easy and watch the traffic coming up behind you, boy.
See you, mate.
You remind me of the witch, what is it, the bewitched, or you know, they're carrying the camera everywhere. What was it?
Good story, Dad. Love ya. See you, mate. What a legend. All right, we're out of here. Mum and Dad are leaving too. So a good couple of days in Bridgetown. We're going to head back to Perth now. We've got tomorrow in Perth, and then we've got a wedding Saturday and a bit more of the wedding on Sunday, and then we fly back to Melbourne on Monday. We've stopped about 60 to 80 kilometres south of Fremantle on our way back to Perth, and I'm going to ride into Freo just to get a little ride in. So just ride along the coast through Mandurah and hopefully get some decent footage. Hannah just dropped me off down on the highway, and I took this back road to the coast to come in south of Mandurah and then head up. But I just came up this friggin' hill. Who would have thought there's a hill near the beach like this? Seriously, man, that hill has hurt me. Anyway, I'm doing the Tour of Bright, which is a very, very hilly race. I'm certainly not, I need to get my shit together. Just rolled into Port Bouvard, which is a fancy name for South Mandurah. But I've got about 30 kilometres on the clock now, so I've just been rolling along the highway for about an hour. This is Port Bouvard. So this is the bridge as you come over. Beautiful little canal. So absolute God's country. What I love about Perth is under all the bridges they've got a cycle path like this, and this is quite common in Perth. So fantastic. What a stunning little area. And people have houses in these little canals, and they sort of roll their boats through the canal, and they can literally tie the boat up out the front of their house. Normally a lot sunnier than this in Perth. We're expecting some rain over the next few days. So a bit of cloud cover coming in. But I've got about 50 kilometres to go home. I'll go through Mandurah, then probably through Rockingham and up the freeway and back into Fremantle. So 104 kilometres in the bank. It was a bit of a tough ride because it was just long, flat drags. It took me 3 and a bit hours, so I pushed on the pedals a bit, mainly because it was flat. But look, I wouldn't recommend, if you're coming to visit, if you're looking at my Strava, I wouldn't recommend the course. It was a bit of a, on highways and long stretches, I would probably stay to the river or to the northern beaches of Perth. But one thing I will say is the papers would have you believe, with all the propaganda, that there's a war on our roads between cyclists and drivers, and it is absolute rubbish. I rode for 3.5 hours then. There was a lot of traffic that took past me, and I can honestly say maybe 2 buses out of 1,000 cars came close to me. You know, everyone else gave me a wide berth, and everyone else looked after me, and it was just fantastic. And I just think 99% of people are pretty good. I think the other small percentage of people are either they've had a bad day, or they're running late for something, or they're ignorant, or I don't know, whatever. But I don't think there is. Well, I know for a fact there is no war on our roads. It's just that people have to be courteous and considerate to each other. And, you know, I know when trucks and cars and whatnot give me a wide berth, when they give me at least 1 or 2 metres and pass me, I always wave to them. I always thank them and say, you know, good work, you know. If people come close to me, I try not to abuse them. It depends on what mood I'm in, you know, but it's best just to not be negative about the whole situation, and don't perpetuate this thought process that there's some sort of war between cars and bikes, because it's just not true. Hanny and I are driving over to Alky's place, a good mate of mine. He's just had a baby, and I haven't met his girlfriend yet. I haven't been back in Perth obviously for a long time, so we're going to head over there. He asked me what I want for dinner, and I said, oh mate, just cook us a vegan meal. So this is going to be really interesting. They're chipping away in the kitchen right now, and it'll just be interesting to see what they come up with.
Everything we do, it's a lot like love, 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 a lot like love.
Pass this one?
Yeah,
I've never
amazing.
cooked a vegan meal before.
Really?
yeah.
It looks delicious.
Personally.
Looks amazing. Hey? What are you doing? You're just excited, aren't you? Cheers, bro. This is their little newborn bubby. So cute. So cute. Okay, so the vegan shepherd's pie turned out absolutely amazing, didn't it?
So delicious.
Everything we do, it's a lot like love.